Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The final laugh goes to Brooke Logan. B&B spoilers: Brooke Logan gets the last laugh Monday, December 16, 2024. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful indicate that the Forrester clan will have yet another startling day as Brooke becomes leadership. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful: Brooke Logan's video message. Brooke Logan was unable to tolerate Ridge Forrester calling her daughter a slut and a nasty. Steffi Forrester Finnegan is responsible for that, and her statement is already offensive. It is unimaginable to hear it from her fiancé and a guy who once considered Hope Logan to be his daughter. Ridge effectively ends his romance and engagement to Brooke when he moves out of Brooke's house and back in with Eric Forrester, John McCook, since he can no longer even be on the same property as Hope. As Hope had desired, Brooke is not going to take that lying down and will become a full-fledged Logan. She declares that she is the new CEO of Forrester Creations with immediate effect and sends a video to the Forresters outlining her new plans. It goes without saying that Ridge, Steffi, and Eric are in disbelief. How could they have allowed this to happen? How could Brooke harm them in this way? Maybe they should keep in mind that Brooke is a talented chemist who created a wrinkle-free compound that sustains Forrester Creations. Instead of reprimanding her, perhaps they ought to express gratitude. Spoilers for B&B: Taylor Hayes takes over. It appears like Taylor Hayes will soon be the last to laugh. Ridge has the ideal opportunity to mend her shattered heart now that Brooke is no longer in her life. 2 years ago, Taylor and Brooke were just best friends, but now they are at odds once more. Taylor is willing to allow Ridge to believe that he was correct about Brooke all along. She was prepared to pick up the pieces of Ridge's wounded heart so she could heal her own, even though she knew Brooke would harm him again. Is another catfight between Taylor and Brooke imminent? Why not? They appear to be a Forrester/Logan tradition. Taylor should be aware that this won't work out and that Ridge is likely to pick Brooke once more. As Remy Price, an apparently amiable figure from Electra Forrester's past, exposes a darker, more cunning side that no one anticipated, the drama on The Bold and the Beautiful takes a dramatic, unexpected turn. Ridge Forrester is simultaneously engulfed in uncertainty, doubting the basis of his relationships, his decisions, and even his position in the Forrester family business. In the midst of corporate intrigue, personal treachery, and emotional vulnerability, these parallel stories of deceit and introspection come to life, igniting a maelstrom of emotions that might overwhelm all parties. Remy's journey into darkness starts quietly, with little actions that seem innocuous at first but allude to a more sinister, cunning plan. At first, it appeared as though his presence in Los Angeles was coincidental, a joyful reunion with Electra, an old acquaintance from back home who was excited to see a familiar face in her new city. Electra ignores the flaws in Remy's amiable manner because she is too excited to notice him again. She writes off his persistent looks, his incisive inquiries about her private life, and his eerily accurate schedule as the peculiarities of an old friend attempting to get back in touch. However, as time passes, Remy's true motivations become apparent, and it becomes evident that his reappearance in Electra's life is no accident. Electra starts to feel worried as Remy's conduct becomes more unpredictable. He unexpectedly arrives at her place of employment and casually brings up personal information that she has never told him. He starts intruding himself into her daily activities and giving her uninvited professional and relationship advice. Remy's charm transforms into covert threats as Electra attempts to gently establish boundaries. He brings up their shared history, implying that she owes him for his devotion and help during trying times. Trapped in a web of manipulation, Electra is caught between her rising anxiety and her enduring devotion for her old friend. Ridge Forrester, meanwhile, is battling his own issues. His relationships with Taylor Hayes and Brooke Logan are as turbulent as ever, leaving him emotionally spent and making him doubt his capacity to handle the challenges of his private life. Brooke is separated from Ridge, concentrating on her career and refusing to be defined by their sporadic connection. Brooke has shown her independence by accepting the CEO position at Forrester Creations. In contrast, Taylor has returned to Ridge's life with a fresh sense of direction and is providing him with the stability and emotional support he so desperately needs. Ridge is forced to face the repercussions of his uncertainty and the effect it has had on everyone around him after becoming caught between two powerful, vibrant women. The increasing discord in the Forrester family exacerbates Ridge's internal conflict. Encouraged by their mother's presence and their mutual contempt for Brooke, Steffi and Thomas, Forrester start to doubt Ridge's commitment and leadership. His hesitancy is viewed by them as a weakness, a vulnerability that jeopardizes the stability of the business and the family. Ridge, who has always taken great satisfaction in juggling the demands of his job and family, is becoming more and more alone and questions his leadership skills and intuition. Ridge starts to observe changes in Elektra's conduct as his doubts grow. At Forrester Creations, Elektra used to be a lively and self-assured presence, but now she withdraws and becomes preoccupied. Her relationships with her co-workers deteriorate, and her work suffers. When it comes to the younger members of the Forrester team, Ridge, who has always had a protective tendency, becomes worried and takes action. He walks over to Elektra and offers to listen and provide a safe place for her to talk about anything is bothering her. Elektra is initially reluctant to talk since she thinks it will just make things worse. Ridge is persistent, though, and she starts confiding in him about her worries about Remy and his more unpredictable behavior. When Ridge realizes how much Remy has manipulated him, his protective instincts take over. He understands that Remy's activities endanger not just Elektra's health, but also Forrester Creations' stability. As a result of Remy's evident desire to take advantage of Elektra's weaknesses and his understanding of her personal and professional life, Ridge starts to worry that Remy's intentions are far darker than anyone initially thought. Ridge confronts Remy in an attempt to protect Elektra and the business, demanding information and cautioning him against approaching Elektra. Ridge questions how much Remy actually knows about the Forrester family and their secrets after Remy responds with cryptic statements, unaffected by Ridge's threats. Ridge is compelled to face his own fears and the part he has played in causing the disarray that currently exists in his family and the business as the tension between him and Remy grows. His encounter with Remy turns into a mirror for his own problems, making him face how his lack of accountability and uncertainty have fueled the chaos around him. Ridge starts to doubt everything, including his relationships, leadership, and even his own identity. For the first time, he ponders the notion that his efforts to keep things under control and in balance have actually made his family more shattered and exposed him to outside dangers like Remy. Remy increases his hold on Elektra while Ridge struggles with these truths. He starts to cut her apart from her network of friends and family, sowing doubts about her coworkers and her capacity to be successful at Forrester Creations. Overwhelmed by fear and self-doubt, Elektra begins to shrink even more, turning inward and doubting her own wisdom. Her co-workers, who are ignorant of the severity of her difficulties, are forced to speculate as to what has caused her abrupt change in behavior, and her previously promising future at Forrester Creations is in jeopardy. Ridge makes a crucial choice in the midst of this chaos. He turns to Brooke and Taylor for advice and assistance after realizing that he cannot defend Elektra or the business by himself. Ridge experiences a sea change as a result of this act of vulnerability, realizing that cooperation and trust are the keys to real strength. With a newfound sense of independence, Brooke provides Ridge with new perspectives on Remy's actions and methods for handling deceitful people. Ridge and Elektra receive mental assistance from Taylor, who uses her background as a psychiatrist to help them deal with the psychological effects of Remy's behavior. Ridge, Brooke, and Taylor put up a united front in an effort to reveal Remy's actual intentions and keep Elektra safe. Their cooperation not only strengthens their bond but also acts as a reminder of the power and resiliency that come from working together. This encounter serves as a wake-up call for Ridge, giving him the opportunity to reassess his priorities and reaffirm his commitment to the people and principles that are most important. The Forrester family is on the verge of a new chapter as the narrative progresses, one that will be characterized by a renewed sense of trust and a common resolve to conquer their obstacles. Together with the revelation of Remy's sinister plan, Ridge's path of self-discovery and atonement serves as a potent reminder that hope and fortitude may triumph even in the face of hardship. The Forrester family's and her co-workers' support turns into a lifeline for Elektra, enabling her to find her strength and take back her future. And in the end, Ridge gains a better understanding of himself and the connections that shape his life as a result of the experience of questioning everything. The first test is Zend. Carter and Hope need support. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful reveal that Zend Forrester Dominguez is in disbelief and that Zend is the first test. Carter and Hope need allies. He finds what Hope Logan and Carter Walton are doing unbelievable. Zend shares the same connection as Eric Forrester, Steffi Forrester Finnegan, and Ridge Forrester. He observes that what's going on is directly impacted by Carter and Hope's recent romantic relationship. But compared to his three other relatives, Zend is in a very different situation. He has been offered the main designer position in the restored Hope for the future rather than being treated disrespectfully. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. Ridge Forrester accuses Hope Logan. Brooke Logan and Ridge are trapped in a downward spiral. Because he holds Hope responsible for Carter's personality change, Ridge made remarks about her that were quite nasty. Hope will not be run over by Ridge, and Brooke will not back down. This might indicate that B&B's most erratic couple is about to split up again. But before that is made evident, more needs to happen. Brooke may sympathize with Ridge's surprise in the interim. When she reported the coup plan she overheard Carter and Hope discussing in the cabin, she further demonstrated her devotion and allegiance. In this debate, Ridge is therefore at a disadvantage. Zend Forrester Dominguez wasn't pleased, according to B&B spoilers. The cutting of HFTF infuriated Zend. It implied that all of his hard work was being put to waste. However, he may continue where he left off thanks to this surprising change of events. It's safe to assume that Zend will take over as Hope's chief designer, as she requested, even though additional daytime cards must fall before a regular order of business is restored. If so, he has a huge advantage. However, he must consider the disloyalty of that choice. Steffi, Eric, and Ridge intend to oppose Carter's hostile takeover. Zend would therefore be at odds with his family if he supported Carter and Hope, which would paint him as an opportunist. Zend must also think about everything being undone in the end and the Forresters taking control again. That could result in him losing his job. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. Hope Logan and Carter Walton are in charge. Hope and Carter are currently in charge of fashion. However, how long will this amazing state of affairs continue? According to Justin Barber, Carter's actions were morally wrong yet lawful. Although they may have to, the Forresters are not yet ready to accept that. Ridge's remarks to Brooke suggest that he is already changing course. His desire to permanently put an end to Hope will enrage Carter. Carter and Hope are working together at this stage of the coup. For the new FC to succeed, they will require a lot more allies than they do each other. It remains to be seen if Zend will be the first to join them. Will's threat, Brooke's promotion, and Elektra's termination. Monday, December 16th. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. Will's threat, Brooke's promotion, and Elektra's firing. Here are the spoilers for Monday, December 16th, 2024's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful. Fans can anticipate Elektra Forrester's termination in the upcoming episode. Remy Price is confronted by Will Spencer. Ridge Forrester and Taylor Hayes prepare to share a kiss. Brooke Logan also makes an announcement about her new role at Forrester Creations. Let's discuss what will happen in the upcoming episode of the CBS soap opera as you continue reading. Termination of Elektra Forrester. Elektra will be fired, according to B&B spoilers for Monday, December 16th. Just when Elektra was beginning to feel more comfortable, a bombshell upends her new life. Elektra and Ivy Forrester meet with Brooke and Katie Logan. When she is fired, Elektra is devastated. Elektra asks, in utter disbelief, why? Ivy appears to be going to speak because her mouth is open. Will Ivy stand up for Elektra? Does Remy's deepfake app have anything to do with this? Spoilers for B&B. Will Spencer's fury. Will face Remy at Il Giardino on Monday, December 16th. Will cautions Remy not to ruin things for Elektra while he is working. Thus, it appears that Will is unaware that Elektra has already been let go. Will warns Remy not to ruin things for Elektra in a sneak peek. Remy shoots back at Will, claiming he isn't. Remy, who is in a downward spiral, is informed that he will have to answer to the Spencer heir if he makes a mistake, while Will maintains his composure. The kiss between Ridge Forrester and Taylor Hayes. Ridge moved out, according to Monday, December 16th spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. Brooke refuses to evict her daughter, and Ridge declines to reside on the same property as Hope Logan. Monday, December 16th spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Will's threat, Brooke's promotion, and Electra's firing. In order to stay with Taylor and Steffi Forrester Finnegan, Ridge left. You can anticipate a kiss between Ridge and Taylor. Brooke, meantime, is knocking on the door in an attempt to find her fiancé. Monday, December 16th, 2024, spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. Additionally, fans should anticipate a startling announcement from Brooke. Brooke reveals she is taking over as CEO of Forrester Creations, while Ridge, Steffi, Taylor, and Eric Forrester watch a video on a phone. Let's see what the Forrester family does next, because Steffi's jaw practically drops. On Monday, December 16th, 2024, whose storyline are you most excited to see? What do you think will happen to Taylor, Steffi, Brooke, and Ridge? How will Katie, Ivy, Electra, Will, Remy, and the other characters fare in the future? With his trademark stride carrying a seething wrath that everyone could sense, Ridge Forrester rushed into the Forrester Creations design office, creating a tense atmosphere. Ridge's rage contrasted sharply with Hope Logan's composed manner as she sat at the edge of the desk. She crossed her arms and her lips formed the smallest of smirks, a smile so faint that it was nearly invisible, yet it was clearly defiant. Ridge's expression, which was marked by shock and rage, showed that he was having a hard time understanding how things had gotten so out of hand. Ridge had just returned from an urgent meeting where rumors about Hope's increasing power inside the organization had reached a fever pitch. Not only had she regained her leadership role at Hope for the future, but she and Carter Walton had done so by strategically circumventing his power. The boldness, the arrogance, and, worst of all, the feeling that Hope no longer feared or respected him as the head of Forrester Creations were what Ridge found most annoying, not just the business scheming. Her increased confidence was physically expressed by that smirk on her face, a silent signal that she had arrived and Ridge could do nothing to stop her. "Do you find this amusing, Hope?" Ridge yelled, his voice full of annoyance, and tossed a pile of papers on the table. A junior designer adjacent was startled by the boom as it reverberated across the room. "You believe it's a game to undermine this family and this legacy?" Hope's grin slightly expanded, giving the impression that she was utterly unconcerned. With a calm and collected tone, she started, "I think what's funny is that you're acting like I did something wrong. I have only done what is best for this business. Innovation, not stagnation, is what Forrester Creations deserves. You taught us to stand up for what we believe in, right?" Her comments were incisive yet purposeful, each one picked out to pierce Ridge's rage and replace it with uncertainty. Ridge was suddenly rendered speechless by Hope's skill at manipulating his own arguments. She got up and moved closer to Ridge, the sound of her heels clacking on the shiny floor breaking the stillness. Ridge snarled, his annoyance erupting, "You know that this isn't about Forrester Creations. This is a private matter. Carter is the rung on your ladder to success. You're using family trust to further your personal goals. Avoid acting as though this is about the business when it's actually about you making a point." "What use would that serve?" With a small twist of her head, Hope responded as though she were actually interested. "That I am able to? That I'm able to prosper without your blessing? That I don't have to be treated like I don't belong here or micromanaged?" Ridge moved in closer, his voice falling into a low, menacing level as his face was now just inches from hers. "Hope, you're in over your head. With Carter, you have no idea what you've gotten yourself into. Whatever this is, it won't work out well for you." Hope's smirk transformed into a full-fledged smile as she crossed her arms once more and leaned back a little. "I believe you're saying that things won't work out for you, Ridge. Just as you have underestimated Carter, you have underestimated me. We've been influencing the future while you've been occupied with holding on to the past. And it's your problem, not mine, if you are unable to see that." Ridge, trying to keep his cool, clenched his hands. Hope's assurance was frustrating, not simply annoying. This wasn't the Hope he knew, the one who constantly doubted herself and looked for validation and affirmation. This Hope was unrepentant, aggressive, and far too at ease to question his authority. Hope, what future are you referring to? Ridge pointed to the office surrounding them and demanded. The one where you and Carter make such poor choices that you destroy our business? Are you even aware of the stakes involved? This is our family's legacy, not just a job. It is my heritage. Hope shot back, her voice now laced with fury, and maybe that's the problem. The focus has always been on your legacy. Your idea. You are in charge. However, Ridge, this business is about more than just you. We are all involved. Additionally, you have been acting as though you alone have the authority to decide what occurs here for far too long. The weight of Hope's remarks hung in the air as the room lapsed into an uncomfortable stillness. With a face that was uncomfortably similar to uncertainty and a mixture of rage, Ridge gazed at her. It occurred to him for a second that Hope may be correct. Had he suppressed the very enthusiasm and inventiveness that had initially made Forrester Creations successful because he was so preoccupied with keeping everything under control? However, Ridge dismissed the doubt as soon as it surfaced. Right now, he couldn't afford to doubt himself. You believe you're very intelligent, Hope, he shook his head. However, your little power move is likely to backfire. Don't come to me for assistance when Carter betrays you, he's not as reliable as you believe. Hope's smile vanished, giving way to a determined expression. I'll take care of it if it occurs, Ridge. Because leaders do just that. They change, they gain knowledge, and they proceed. Perhaps you ought to give it a shot sometime. Ridge was left standing there, silently angry, as she turned and left the office. He couldn't help but feel a twinge of doubt as the door shut behind her. Was he losing control over his family and the business? Or was Hope's newly discovered self-assurance but a fleeting moment, another revolt that would eventually burn itself out? Ridge, however, understood the truth in his heart. Hope was changing, not just rebelling. And he was more afraid of that than he wanted to acknowledge.